Hey everybody, thank you very much for joining me again. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker, and tonight I'm just going to go through a quick vlog, and I am going to keep it sharp tonight, nice and quick, just to let you know what's coming up and what's happening. Before I begin, first of all, thank you very much for all my new subscribers. The channel seems to be growing really quickly now, and that's fantastic. It's mental. It's still, every time I talk about this, I say that it just blows me away, and it's mental, and it truly is. I can't imagine why people want to hear me yammering on about random stuff, but you do, and so you make me feel special. It gives me a warm and cuddly feeling in my belly, so thank you very much. Right, now what have we got coming up? I was a little bit unsure about what's going to be happening this month, and I've been trying to clear a lot of my review queue and bits and bobs, although things haven't gone essentially to plan recently. But there's been a whole lot of things that I've wanted to review, but with Vape Fest coming up next weekend, which I think is the 7th and 8th of August, something along those lines, in the UK, I was trying to kind of organise myself so I actually had plenty of time to review in the rest of the month what came next. But then I had a little bit of a concern, thinking, well, hang on, I'm going to run out of review stuff. But no. Things have all changed. Oh, that'll be Ben. If you watch this, Ben, I thank you very much for the text message, but I'm recording, so I'll get back to you in a second. What have you got coming up? Well, there's a whole bunch. There's a shaky desk, by all accounts. That isn't probably going to change. Dubious haircut. That's happened. Haven't washed it today. Got random bits. If I poke my head that way, look, I've got random bits poking out the back. That's not a good look at all. But I woke up the other morning, looked at myself in the mirror. Muchos greyness was all happening around here, so that had to go. Right, so actual stuff. We have got the iStick 40 watt temp control. Am I out of focus all of a sudden? Why am I out of focus? Oh, there we go. We're back in. I forgot to set the focus tonight. Never mind. But with this 40 watt temp control, I've also got the eleaf GS tank, which does look rather splendid on the on this little beastie. Now, size-wise, it's pretty much the same as an iStick 20 watt. But when I first got this, and I only got it yesterday, so I haven't really had a proper play with it yet, but I was not in the land of impressed people, should we put it that way. There are challenges with it, without a doubt, and those challenges are more prevalent if you're an experienced vapor. And this is what got me to thinking. It took a couple of beers last night to get me to thinking, but I got there eventually with much struggling and much red wine drinking. But I realised that I think this is actually going to be made for new vapors rather than sort of pushing onto the existing guys, because what we've got here with the tank is essentially a modern version of a mini Nautilus, and with this it's kind of an upgraded version of the I say 20 watt, but you know, it's a 20 watt iStick size, and whilst it is a 40 watt, it's not a powerful device, not by any stretch of the imagination. And what you actually get from it is very similar to your 20 watt with the mini Nautilus, which is something that I've always recommended for people to get starting with, if you like, once you're moving on from your ego styles. So that being said, it put a different spin on it for me. So I've been thinking about it in a different kind of way. And is it something that I would vape on all the time? God, no. No, it doesn't work with my vaping style. However, is it something I might recommend for somebody? Yes, it is. It's a very restricted airflow. And that is it maxed out, by the way. That's 600 Fahrenheit, that, and it's still a cool vape with next to no airflow. But for the purpose of like I say, a new person, totally see. I'm getting a really clicky eye here, or twitchy eye. What's going on there? So yes, I'll do a full review on that shortly. I have got the iStick 100 watt. That's going to be coming up. A nice lovely little screen. It's super bright. That's marvellous. It feels nice in the hand, but apparently they decided that they weren't going to put a door on that fit. And one or two other challenges, and it's a little bit underpowered from very quick measurements that I've done so far. So that's something that I'm going to go into as well. And it's interesting because it could be really quite good, but I'm going to go for more into that and make sure I'm just not being a cock. I don't think I am, but we will get back to that without a doubt. Then, what have we got? We've got... Oh, I forgot about the big one. We've got... Well, not the big one. That one's coming up in a second. The big Buddha V2. And that bad boy will be getting a full cloudy review. And my word, is that airy. Nearly went to a cloud comp on Saturday night, and I was going to use it, but I couldn't go in the end. But yeah, that's a beast. So that's getting a full thing of its own. And post holes, oh, they're like that. Not that. That. You can actually sit in a post hole and go to sleep if you're probably under 5 foot. I reckon you'll be fine with that. Otherwise, right, now this is the big one. This is what's going to take up a chunk of time, and with fucking brilliantly as well. I have purchased some of this from Bay City Vapor, from James Livingston, and my word, mech mods. Now, a lot of people say mech mods are kind of on the way out, that they're not as popular and they're not as funky. I disagree. There is a vast popularity with the regulated mods, without a doubt, but I'm pretty confident that the people that have always been buying mech mods are probably still buying them. It's just that there's more choice out there, but B, it seems smaller in numbers because the regulated devices are going up and up and up all the time. Don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have, for sort of constant watchers, I have had a shelf with a whole bunch of mech mods up there that I've collected over time, which a lot of them were clones. They're now being moved on in favour of what I'm going to show you now that I'm coming up to review. So, Bay City Vapors. Marvellous. Well known for having splendid mech mods, some splendid machining, great finishes and all that sort of stuff. And that is exactly what we're going to look at. We have got the Assassin, which is a nice little sort of starter mech with a cheeky little derry on the top there. We've got an 18650 Surf Rider. Look how shiny that is in the brass 510 hybrid connection. Oh, sexy. Lovely button. We've got the 26650 BFM in stainless, which is a nice, I've been using this a lot. We've also got the BFM in copper and brass, which is absolutely fabulous as well. Once again, it feels gorgeous. Now, because that one's a 26650, and you think to yourself on occasions, do you know what, I want to rock my Zephyr Fat Buddha tonight, and I want to put a fuck ton of power and things into my incredibly sensible build and blow clouds big enough to get off sirens. So what are you going to do? Well, obviously, you're going to stack your 26650s in that bastard. So basically, top and bottom come off here, wash. They go on the other side of that. Stack time for your 26650s. I have had a quick play with that, and you'll see that all of these mods are patinaed because I've got quite sweaty hands. Sorry, it's one of them things. I have a very unfortunate wife that has to put up with that, but they have patinaed, so I've got to be on point with my mod cleaning, which I'm going to be getting onto. A good friend of mine, Colin, is rather spectacular, so I'm going to be asking hints and tips from him. But we've also got the 29 XX1X, which I've been rocking, and once again patinaed to buggery because I don't really think it's left my hand, other than when I was contemplating at one point that in one hand, that in the other, and doing it both at the same time. But figured that wasn't going to be a sensible option. Probably not the best idea. So what you'll also see on top of there, just for shits and giggles, and for fabulousness, there is the NAMI from Bay City Vapor. And flavour is El Fabo, and I'm going to try and come up with a few funky. I've changed the drip tip for mine, by the way. But I'm going to try and put a couple of funky builds in there before I review that, and I really want to test the crap out of it and see how it really kind of works. With a mech, you know where you are. It's going to hit hard. Oh, I am going to be trying, hopefully, my friend Paul Taylor, who I did a review of one of his mods not so long back, should be making me a fabulous little box of tricks, so I will be able to properly measure everything rather than just sticking in the old voltmeter into random bits of atomizers. So this is going to give me some really strong kind of knowledge about how great these are, because I know for a fact that these, when it comes to loss of voltage because of the mod, these work very, very well indeed. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and it's hopefully going to be a little bit more techy. I'm going to look a little bit cleverer, maybe, as long as I don't royally fuck it up, which is a possibility. But anyway, so they're all going to be going on. Little bit of an update on a previous review. The Steam Crave RDTA, been rocking the shit out of that still, but I have also been popping it, had a temperature coil in it, single coil, and was rocking it at kind of 570 Fahrenheit, which I'm still trying to get my head around that, about rocking it above the cotton burning temperature, but it does work, and I think I'm understanding it. But I'll go into that at another point. It was just outstanding, even though it was a single coil. I think it was something like, how many wraps was it? Something like 12 or 13 wraps of tempered 30 gauge. Nickel, obviously, an I200, and it was just clouding like a monster. Oh, it's spaced as well, and it's clouding like a monster, which worked really bloody well. The other thing, and we've got one more to go on with the Steam Crave idea, is I've got the Steam Crave Aromamizer. Now, and this is the RDA rather than the tank. Now, this is similar to the kind of octagonal, is it octagonal? Hexagonal, whichever one it is, the one that looks like a big nut. The internals basically are the same. Now, I got this originally using it. I got it at the same time as the tank, and when I was originally using it, it was a brilliant flavor chasing RDA. It worked really, really well. I was really happy with it. But I did mention to somebody that for clouds, it wasn't, don't come here if you're looking for clouds. I was wrong. I was wrong on that one, because what I was unaware of, and I spent many, many hours trying to figure out, was you do get a section inside. Now, when it comes, it's fitted with the sort of cyclone air business, which pushes the air and makes it all swirl around and all this sort of stuff, which it does brilliantly, but it does restrict your airflow somewhat. So it did come with another ring. I couldn't figure out how that worked. Couldn't suss that out whatsoever. And in the end, I was watching Vic from Vaping with Vic's review of his, and he showed how he just basically knocked out the ring from the inside and replaced it with the other one, and wallop. And sure enough, that works. I think I may have put a screwdriver through my desk when I did it and slipped off it, but it worked. And yeah, so it is a 2 RDAs in one. You've got a flavour chaser and you've got a cloud one. It's much better. It's got a slight restriction to it, which if you watch my videos, you'll know that I prefer a very, very slight restriction, which is going to be all kinds of wrong with this big bad boy. But it clouds like a monster, so that's superb. So really, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, everybody around the world watching, that is what. Oh no, what else we've got? I'm going to go through some more flavours from Stash. Stash e-liquid have changed their labelling recently. Now, you will know that I don't really do juice reviews unless things really get on with me and I get really excited about them. If you've watched my Stash review, you'll know that I went bananas over them because it was just lovely. So that is going to be a... I even made it look nice on a little stand on my shelf because I'm that pleased with it. But that is superb, so that's really good. I'm going to have I'll be using the Bay City Vapor juice line when I do review the Bay City Vapor mods, at least some of them, if not all. And we've also got, I'm waiting on some more Epicloud stuff coming from Namba Juice in the States that I've been waiting on for a while. I think it got lost in the post. So I'm waiting on that, and once that comes, I'm just going to cover up a few of... cover up? That was a wrong word to use. I'm going to cover my thoughts on a few of the Namba Juice, because I've said before it was really good, and it really is. And I've had a mixture of purchasing from Namba Juice in the States and from Herman's Vapes which are, oh God, I can't remember where they are. But they've got a Facebook page, and I've put it in I think I covered it in my Vape Expo or, Vapor Expo video or vlog. So, yeah, it's got all of the bits and bobs. Everything's happening. It's 15 minutes. I'm going to be signing off now. So if there's any questions or anything you want to sort of preempt with, feedback, I knew there was something. I have, and have had for quite some time, the Aeolus V2. Now, the Aeolus V2, I've had a few problems with, and I'll cover them properly in the video. But yeah, I have had a few issues, but this is being rectified. Synthetic Cloud finally responded to me, and we're all good to go. So that's super news. But I think that really does cover it. Now, next weekend I'm going to be at Vape Fest in the UK. I'm only going to be there for the Saturday. I'm driving down on Friday night and turning up there and spending the day there before driving the whole 3.5 hours back to the east of England, in Norfolk, where I live. So that should be a good day. I'm really looking forward to that. So keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't piss it down with rain, because that would suck. That would suck serious balls. But that is me sorted. So I'm going to go and try and learn how to polish mods to make them look really sexy for videos, and I will come back to you soon with as much information as I can. I'm going to try and get at least 2 videos out in this coming week. I wanted to get another one out today. Unfortunately, time has not been my friend. So if you want to check anything out before the reviews, Eleaf, I think their website is Eleaf World, something along those lines, so you can check out those and see the specs on those. You've got Bay City Vapor, obviously, which is www.baycityvapor, which is VAPOR because it's American.com, and Nambajuice.com, maybe, can't remember. And Steam Crave. Mine were from the Nobacconists. So the Nobacconists have a website, and you'll see that on my previous RDTA video. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying ever so hard to keep it under 20 minutes. How people do it, I don't know. And I haven't even said as much as normal. What the fuck? So thank you very much for watching. I'll be back soon, and I'll be giving you lots of reviews and trying to get you back into doing things with mechanicals, because they're fun. You do need to know what you're doing, so brush up on your Ohm's law before checking them out. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to make sure that you get to see the videos that I've talked about today, and let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. I try and answer all my subscribers, people. Put a message on and I'll try and answer it. That makes sense. Right, thank you very much for watching. Have it large!